Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us in this workshop. My name is Eva, and I'm one of the co-founders of Hoteliga. We are here today with Davida from SiteMinder. Davida,
hi, everyone.
Davida will help us cover a variety of topics, including an introduction to SiteMinder Channel Manager and online distribution system, which I know it's a lot of interest. It has a lot of interest for a lot of you. And she will also show us the current situation in the market, like booking trends, traveler behaviors, and top booking channels, and some predictions for 2021. So, Davida, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at SiteMinder?
Sure thing. So hi, everyone. My name is Davida Sakalowskaite. I know that is a mouthful. I'm the market manager here for SiteMinder. So as Eva mentioned, I will be quickly taking a glance at the current situation in the market. Okay. So as predominantly most of our attendees today are from Greece, I will be focusing a bit more on the Greek market itself. Okay. So just to kind of take a deep dive into the current climate in the market, and I will also be looking at the booking reset, okay? So let's actually take a look at what is happening right now in the market, okay? Looking at Greece, I think we're seeing positive signs of recovery. What do you think, Eva?
Yes, I think we're seeing some signs. Of course, the situation is uncertain, but yeah, we're seeing some really good signs.
Definitely. And I think with the announcement that came in just a few days ago from the Prime Minister, that things can officially start off from mid-May to reopen. And that definitely is giving a great foresight for hotels to start planning their summer season. Mm-hmm. One of the really interesting things, Eva, that we've noticed since the announcement actually came in, a lot of British press started to promote a number of Greek destinations for travel this year from mid-May, as obviously UK is also planning to leave the lockdown finally, unlike Ireland, which is still in lockdown, but that's a different point. But it's really exciting to see that. So other things that I just kind of wanted to talk about also is one of the things that we've noticed, the lead time is still remaining quite short, okay? Which is not surprising. It's actually still the same across the globe, okay? So one thing I would say for ourselves as in the industry practitioners, we need to be very creative on how we're promoting our rooms, and we also should be closely monitoring our booking base where possible and seeing where exactly the bookings are coming from, if you actually can have a deep dive into that, okay? So talking about the booking base, the next slide I will cover is our actually booking trends, okay? But just before I move over to that, is there anything that, Eva, you would like to say, anything that is popping into your mind from things I mentioned?
No, I was thinking regarding what you said. Now it's the time that it's needed more than ever to find ways to increase and work on reservations.
Exactly. And like, this is the really important time for us to get our channels right and getting those, like, toolkits up and ready and running.
Exactly. So I think we can move on with
yeah, super. Let's jump over to the next bit in here. So in the next slide, okay, what I will be looking is at the 5 stages of hotel booking reset. Now, as I mentioned, a lot of things remain unknown. And one thing that is evident, that the new behavior of travelers today are here to stay for a while longer. We have to come to kind of terms with it. And looking at SiteMinder's Fall Hotel Index, one of the things that we have noticed actually that the hotel booking cycle goes through generally 5 stages, okay? And I will quickly cover them, or I'll try to quickly cover them. So the first kind of stage that we see is domestic acceleration, okay? So this stage is a concrete example of lockdown being lifted, which is generally met by excitement. We're all eager to travel. And what that means for hotels is they're starting to see acceleration of bookings. Now, with international borders being closed, generally those bookings are from the local market, okay? So they are from the locals. So that kind of leads us into our next stage after the excitement, the initial surge. We're seeing the plateauing, okay? So as mentioned, the excitement is starting to die down and we're starting to see kind of a flat line happening, as you can see in the diagram here, okay? Things are starting to stabilize and sort of have a little steady pace happening, okay? The third stage is the flux. So in here, we do go back a bit to the destabilization, okay? Now, this could be because maybe we're seeing the rise of COVID cases, maybe it's political, social, a lot of different factors do come into play into this. However, I wouldn't be too worried about it because that is a very, very normal human behavior. We get excited, things start shifting, we withdraw. That's normal. So that leads us into the fourth stage, okay? So the fourth stage is the embracing, okay? And what I mean by embracing is the best way to look at this stage is, this is where we come to accept the new norm. We have gone like, all right, this is what we're gonna be living with right now. So we're gonna embrace it and just go with it, okay? So this stage is all about stabilization. And you can see in here, it kind of has that curve happening already, what we really want to see, okay? And that has led us to the last stage, which is the international acceleration. Can't say the word anymore. Now, the world is yet to witness this stage, and I really hope it's going to happen soon. Could be a couple of months away. For Greece, it does seem it's going to be happening from mid-May, which is positive. That's very positive. What that essentially means is we will see that acceleration of bookings coming in, and we'll slowly start seeing the return of the new / the old normal in that little line up the top in here, and we will see that peak happening. Super. So that is the 5 stages of hotel booking reset. Eva, do you have anything to say to it, or?
No, thank you, Davida. It's nicely explained.
Good, good. Hope I wasn't too teachery. Super. So leading from that, the next slide I will quickly glide over is the actual channels, okay? So as mentioned at the start, majority of our attendees today are from Greece. So I will look at the Greek channels today predominantly, but on SiteMinder's website, we do have other country channels available. So if you do guys want to have a look at them, it is available on our website to have a glance, okay? Now, I know 2020 hasn't been a year like we expected, and it has caused a lot of shift and a lot of changes in our industry. But still, let's take a look at the top performing channels for Greece, okay? Now, of course, we have our usual suspects, Booking.com, Expedia, and Hotelbed, okay? Talking about Hotelbed, one of the things that I do want to mention about them is that they have cemented their place as the largest bed bank globally, okay? Mm-hmm. So they are a very important channel to have in your arsenal, okay? If you are not connected with them, I would highly advise to look into them and have them in your channel mix, okay? Not only that, but globally, they're also appearing in the top spots, okay? Another channel I really want to draw to your attention is Hotel's own website, okay? Now this actually now globally ranks in the top 5 spots. And that is very in par with what we're witnessing in the market, because obviously what happened when COVID kicked off caused a lot of upheaval in the OTA world with cancellations coming in. And a lot of travelers nowadays are a bit more reticent to book directly with an OTA sometimes. So they do prefer to go on Hotel's own website. So it is really important to have, one, a very good booking engine, but two, also be running different promotions and placing a good focus onto it, okay? So do not neglect your own booking engine there, guys. And essentially when it comes to channels, one of the things that I do want you guys to remember is that it is really important to have a good mix, okay? Let's not place all our eggs into the one basket. So I would say having at least 4 to 5 channels at a minimum will help you guys to increase that online visibility. Essentially, the best way to think about the channels is they're your billboards and the way you're advertising your property and your brand across those channels, okay? So another thing to kind of think about, if you are only working with Booking.com, for example, and most of your bookings are coming from Booking.com, it is never a good idea just to solely rely on them, okay? dependent on your content value on booking.com, your property may be listed below your competitors, which obviously means that you're seeing less of bookings coming in. But it also means that they could charge you a higher, I think we have lost Eva there for a second. No, oh, you're back. You disappeared off my screen there for a second. Super. So what was I saying? Oh, yes. So again, just kind of focus on those channels and have a good diverse mix of them. And of course, always make sure that you're connecting to the right channels that represent your brand. Okay. So with that in mind, I will quickly glide over to the next slide, which will be focusing on SiteMinder. So now I think we should have a poll popping up right about now with a very simple question, which I'm curious to see what you all will say. No. Haha, there it is. Okay. Super. So, but to continue on with our topic of discussion while you all answer, let's be honest. A great experience shouldn't be really limited to your guests only, okay? And with SiteMinder, as you can see from the image on your screens, you will be just getting just that, okay? So SiteMinder will offer you a seamless and intuitive experience when it comes to your management of your reservations, but not only that, of your online marketing and distribution, okay? So let's see. Other things that I just kind of want to mention about SiteMinder is obviously SiteMinder works with over 35,000 hotels globally, from independent hotel to multinational chains. So in mention with that, okay, we have a very diverse mix in regards to, are we looking to update the tech stack, which is very good. So nearly 65% of you guys are thinking about updating your tech stack, which is very good. And it's definitely the right time to do this now, as we do have a bit more time on our hands.
I totally agree. Yes, it's a good time.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you know, if we're going to do it now, now is the time. Brilliant. So just popping over to the next slide to continue on with what I was saying. Okay. So to kind of give you a bit of a broader view about SiteMinder in itself, SiteMinder offers a very large ecosystem for you guys, okay? And to put that into numbers, we work with over 800 plus hotel partners. So we definitely got you covered when it comes to connectivity. You won't be stuck. So right about now, let's pop up a second poll in here and let's see, what are you guys gonna answer to that, okay? Now, while we wait for the answers to come in, let's just kind of talk more about SiteMinder's channel manager in itself, okay? So one of the things I do want to mention is SiteMinder offers a very large ecosystem, okay? And what I mean by that is we offer over 400 plus of the world's top and niche OTAs. So that gives you a very large reach of channels, and it will allow you to unlock unprecedented global and regional reach, which means you will be able to attract more guests, okay? Not only this, but we do also offer a superb two-way connection with our PMS partner, hoteliga, via our channel manager, which I'm sure Eva will talk all about it and tell you exactly how it works.
Yes.
Brilliant.
I will cover this a little bit later, how the integration, how the connection with SiteMinder and hoteliga works.
Super, super. I look forward to hearing all about it. Ooh, brilliant. Excellent. So majority of us, we have very mixed answers in regards to the usage of the channel manager. It's good to see that quite a few of you are using the channel manager, which definitely is recommended. And you can probably agree with me that it does save you a lot of time having a channel manager in place. Super. So other things just to mention before I move over to the next slide in here. With SiteMinder, not only do you get a very large pool of hotel partners that you can connect with and channels, but we also do offer an access to a hotel app store where you will be able to find over plus trusted hotel apps, for example, like upselling platforms, keyless entry systems, and many, many others. So what essentially that means for you guys is you can connect every piece of technology that you're using into one centralized system. So no data will ever be lost for you guys.
To interrupt you here, I was just wanted to add that regarding the hotels app, they don't need necessarily to use the SiteMinder Channel Manager.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They don't necessarily need to use that. And you know, that's another brilliant thing. Like, you know, you still have that access without even utilizing our channel manager. And if you go actually onto SiteMinder's website and go to Hotel App Store, you will be able to see all the information about it, exactly how the app functions, and just gain a bit more information. I will be honest, there is a lot of different apps there. So it's definitely worth going in and just having a look at it.
Yes. So basically, SiteMinder gives hoteliga the opportunity to connect with all these apps, which is great. It can be any kind of apps. It can be a CRM, it can be mobile, it can be anything that you want to use as an app connected with your PMS.
Yeah, exactly. And you can agree, Eva, like, you know, having that availability and being able to get that data without entering it manually, it's such a lifesaver. It saves a lot of time.
Exactly.
Brilliant. So with that in mind, let's actually talk a bit more about Channel Manager, okay? So I will take a wee sneaky peek into our Channel Manager. So if we just glide over to the next slide there, and the next one there, please. Super. So now I'll be honest, this is just a screen grab of our inventory grid in our Channel Manager, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what our system actually looks like, okay? So first things first, one of the things I do want to mention, like with any SiteMinder product, our Channel Manager is completely cloud-based, okay? So what that means for you guys is you will be able to access the system from any device that has internet connectivity, okay? So before I go into my tirade of talking about the Channel Manager, let's have a third poll popping up right now for us. And while I talk, you guys can answer the quick question there, okay? So it should be coming up now. Let's wait for it to pop up, and I'll continue talking then. So as I was saying, with SiteMinder's Channel Manager, you will be able to access a vast pool of connectivity ranging from OTAs and PMS systems like hoteliga. And Eva will go into that a bit in a more detail, exactly how we work, okay? Now, one of the things that I do want to mention is with SiteMinder, you will be able to connect everything into a single place. So what that means for you guys is it will save you a lot of time when it comes to the management process, and it will make your life a lot easier, okay? So this will allow you to spend more time on actual strategies and will allow you guys to place that focus on regards to when it comes to your distribution, okay? Our Channel Manager will give you incomparable distribution and visibility online. So a couple of things to mention. With SiteMinder's Channel Manager, you will be able to automate exchange of rates, availability, and restrictions between your PMS, hoteliga, and of course, your channels. So everything will communicate together in real time and you don't have to worry about missing a reservation, okay? Another thing to mention about the Channel Manager, SiteMinder's Channel Manager works on a pooled inventory model, which allows everything to be updated in real time in one go. Also, our Channel Manager comes with functionalities such as yield rules and stop sells. So this essentially, guys, will allow you to choose how you're going to distribute your rooms across your multiple platforms. So you will be taking back the control. You will choose how you want to sell your rooms on which channel, okay? So for example, if you only want to sell 40% on booking.com and the rest of it on your other channels, you can create a yield rule in the Channel Manager that will be straight away activated once that threshold is reached. Other bits just to mention, with us, you can connect to as many OTAs as you want at no extra cost. So what that means is you can connect to over 400 OTAs and not pay anything extra. Brilliant. So we have the answer here, and it's a bit mixed. It's a bit of a mix of answers in here, which is perfectly okay. And
Actually,
I think, yeah,
there is a lot of functionality in the PMS. So yeah, I'm happy to hear that 32% is using the full potential of the PMS.
and you're so right, Eva. Like there is a lot of functionalities. I mean, even like, you know, sometimes you discover something new after using a system for a while and you're like, oh, I did not know that was there.
Yes, exactly. So I think we need to organize more workshops regarding the PMS after this poll.
Yeah. I mean, you live and you learn every single day, I think. Brilliant. Super. So just kind of finish up what I was saying here. Essentially, the best way to think of SiteMinder's Channel Manager is we are the middleman between your TAs and your PMS, hoteliga. So with this, I will pass it over to you, Eva, so you can talk a bit more exactly how the connection works. And
yes, it's actually quite simple. SiteMinder, Channel Manager, and hoteliga are fully integrated with a two-way integration. As everybody already knows, since most of you are already using a channel manager, maybe a SiteMinder as well, some of you, it is practically impossible for someone to manually update all the different websites all day long or update manually between the channel manager and the PMS. So actually what the channel manager does is takes care of the automatic update of room allotment, among other things. Now, regarding the connectivity between SiteMinder and hoteliga, we offer two types of connectivity. One-way connection. In this case, SiteMinder only sends the reservations to hoteliga. You can choose this option if you are used to manage prices or rates from SiteMinder extranet. And of course, two-way connection. In this case, SiteMinder sends the reservations to hoteliga PMS. Everything is pre-filled in the reservation. You don't need to do anything. And at the same time, hoteliga PMS sends room allotment. You can also send rates, availability, prices, stop sales, restrictions, and yeah, that's about it. This is the full and most complete connection one can get. And everything is updated in real time. So to avoid overbookings or other mistakes. So I think that's it. I don't know if there are any questions regarding this, but we can, if there are, please write in the Q&A and then we can answer them all at the end.
brilliant. Super. So I will then continue from that point. But as Eva said, just to reiterate everything again, with SiteMinders and hoteliga connection, you will have a full two-way connectivity and everything will be updated in real time. So essentially, no data will ever be lost and you guys can relax and just enjoy managing a hotel again. So moving over to the next slide here, I will quickly just glide over our SiteMinder products, okay, just to kind of give you an idea of exactly what SiteMinder offers. So taking a look at our booking engine. Now, as mentioned before, COVID has changed the travel industry quite a lot. And as we know nowadays, travelers are booking more than ever direct, okay? So it is actually really, really important to make sure not only that your booking engine is user-friendly, but it's also mobile responsive, okay? So with SiteMinder's booking engine, that was exactly what we aimed to design. So from ground up, we aim to optimize every step of the booking process to make the experience seamless and user-friendly. Essentially, the best way to look at SiteMinder's booking engine is it aims to turn lookers into bookers. And again, it can be added to your Facebook page also. So that means if you do have any social little travelers booking through social media, you're also visible on that platform and they can book directly with you through there. So, which leads me to my next slide, and that is about your website. Now, as important as it is to have a user-friendly booking engine, and we want to make sure that it is mobile optimized. It is also as important to have a good website, okay? Essentially, the website is the first impression that the guest will get of your brand, okay? So we do want to make that impactful first impression, okay? Now, to put that into numbers, just to kind of give you an idea, 52% of people that look at OTAs will actually visit your property's website also before they make the booking. So if they see that your website is easy to use, they see good promotions and something entices them, they will end up booking with you direct, okay? What that means is essentially you're taking that guest from an OTA and you're getting a commission-free booking, which is super important. And obviously that is what we want, as it will save us on commissions. Brilliant. So the next slide that I'm just kind of quickly will glide over is our insights tool, okay? So insights tool essentially looks into data that is happening in the market, okay? So this is your comp set, and we will want to know what is happening with our competitors because we obviously want to be competitively priced, okay? So with insights, you will be able to get a real-time actionable data to win your local market. Essentially, insights will give you a single place to access this data and about your market and how it is performing. So this will give you control and foresight to optimize your pricing and distribution functionalities when the market changes. So for example, if the prices drop down, you can see what is the optimal price and what is the average price, and you can decide if you want to reduce your pricing or keep it the same. Which leads us to my next point, and that is the next slide that I will look into is all about GDS, okay? So when it comes to GDS by SiteMinder will give you a single point of entry through over 500,000 different travel agents, which is a lot of reach. It will also link you to the main players like Sabre and Amadeus and many, many others. Other things just to mention about our GDS solution, it will also help you to reduce the cost and remove that manual complexity of signing up with each individual GDS provider, okay? Other things just to mention about our GDS system is we actually don't charge commissions, okay? So we stay true to our no commission pricing model. We only charge a flat monthly fee and a transactional fee, and that is it. That is all you will be charged. So you exactly know what will be your out expenses in regards to that. Brilliant. So the next slide that I will quickly glide over is Demand Plus. And that brings me back to our booking engine, okay? So you can enable Demand Plus with our booking engine. And essentially what Demand Plus will do for you guys, it will help you to gain even a broader reach and expand your market, okay? In turn, with Demand Plus, you will be able to broadcast yourself on the highest performing site like Google Hotel Ads. And we all know Google gets a lot of foot traffic. So enabling this functionality in your booking engine is definitely going to be a useful function to have, as you also will be reaching out to more guests. So this leads me to my last slide, which means no means least, okay? And that is all about Hotel App Store. So Eva already mentioned that with hoteliga, obviously you can have this connection directly through them. Don't have to use our channel manager. But just to kind of give you an idea, with SiteMinder's Hotel App Store, you do get a lot of choices when it comes to applications that you're using. And essentially what Hotel App Store will help you to do, guys, is it help you to save time when it comes to management of your day-to-day, because you can connect everything into your PMS and have that data transmitted from system to system, okay? So to finish off, we do have a last little poll coming up, okay? And it should be popping up right about now. And I'm very interested to see what are you all gonna answer to this. Brilliant. Super, Eva.
Nice. Okay, we'll wait for 2 minutes to get the answers to this. Now, regarding the hotel app store, I would strongly advise for everyone to check it out. It works quite simple. You just check out the apps that you like. You speak directly with them, and once you're ready, you just let us know. You send us an email, and it's connected. We connected with your PMS. So it's quite interesting. I think you might find there a lot of apps that can help you during this, especially during these extreme circumstances we are all working under,
Yeah.
and find quite good solutions.
Yeah, in the hotel app store, we do have a section under contactless experience. So definitely, like, this is a brilliant idea, to be able to have that in place, as especially nowadays, a lot of people want to avoid people. So, but not only that, we do also have like keyless entry systems available there. So again, that automation process is available there. Super. So from the perspective as a hotelier, which are the technologies you consider investing in? We do have a very mixed answers in here. So 47% answered guest communication, which is obviously very, very important. We do want to communicate with our guests, and communication is key. The next, but top spot that is being reserved is upselling tools. 59% of you guys want to invest more time into that. Then we have 29% at contactless solutions, which is also brings back to our points that we were just talking. And then we have revenue management coming in at 47% and online and contactless payment at 53%. So it's a very, very diverse answers. Obviously, everyone is looking into invest into different pieces of technology here.
They are. But actually, all these are very important for hotels, and especially now, because of some restrictions that they are with COVID. So it makes sense to be able to offer contactless solutions. Communicate with your guests in different ways that we could communicate before.
Exactly. Couldn't agree more. Brilliant. So I think, Eva, that pretty much it on my side anyways, but I do think we have quite a few questions that have come in already, if I'm not mistaken.
We do.
Brilliant. I will just pull them up in here. Bear with me for a second. Oh, perfect. So, okay, perfect. So we have a question from Stefan. I'm interested in hoteliga with SiteMinder when hoteliga has a channel manager too. So I think that goes to you,
Yes.
Eva.
Yes. Stefan, hi. I know you can't speak. It's nice to have you here. Yes, we do offer our own channel connections, but we have very good cooperation with SiteMinder, and SiteMinder offers more than 400 connections with channels, which we don't. So it's a really good solution and offering a lot of connections. And this is not competitive actually to hoteliga. It's something that empower us to offer our customers good solutions. And I also know that you are very much interested in the GTS, which we do not offer. And there we have an opportunity with SiteMinder. You can explore this through with SiteMinder. So yes, of course, we are promoting SiteMinder because it's a very good solution. We don't think it's competitive with the connections that we have. Someone can choose our own direct connections or SiteMinder Channel Manager that offers a lot of connections, and GTS as well. It's a great tool. It's a great tool to explore, and of course, it offers the GTS that, as far as you are interested in. So this is also a great benefit to hoteliga as well. There are some more questions from Stefan. How does it work for the GTS? I don't know if you want to explain now, Davida, or if we should arrange something, maybe a meeting with Stefan to explain more.
Yeah, we can definitely arrange the meeting with Stefan. So just to show him how it works fully and about the pricing, as obviously the pricing very much varies in regards to the number of rooms the property has. But to kind of give you an idea how it would work, essentially, Stefan, the channel would be added to the drop-down list in the channel manager, okay? And you would just be able to see it there. So you would just manage everything from the single inventory grid. So you wouldn't have to use any external system to look after your GDS there. And I know you also asked, why do smaller hotels use it? So essentially, as I mentioned before, GDS does give you a very large, broad reach, okay? When it comes to GDS solutions, you do need to make sure that you are obviously ticking the boxes that agents will be looking at. So like, do you offer like, reception system? Like, do you have a conference room? So it's kind of like, you do need to make sure that when you're investing into a GDS solution, you're also meeting GDS requirements. Smaller properties would invest into this because one, we get the B2B market, which we really want to get. And obviously it does mean that when they do come to your property, they do spend more money, let's be honest. We tend to not to migrate a lot, and we just stay at the hotel as bar and restaurant as much as we possibly can. Brilliant. So I'm just gonna see there's a couple of more questions here in the chat also. So I'm just gonna pull them up quickly. So
there is one regarding the report. One of the reports you sold earlier, which is approximately the total number of bookings that the report is based on. I don't know if you have this information right now.
At the top of not right now, definitely no, but we can definitely send it out. That would be no problem. Everything is also, all the reports that I mentioned and talked about are all available on SiteMinder's resource site. So you will be able to just go into siteminder.com and access all the reports that I was talking about there. So essentially, guys, you can just download all the reports, especially the top performing channels. You can download that directly from our website there.
And the statistics are not for, because the question could be if it's only from the big hotel brands. No, I don't think so.
No, it's a very, very mixed statistics. So it's like, we're going from boutique properties to bigger properties. So it's quite diverse mix in there. We have another question. So it's going to create it bigger. So we do have another question about GDS. In GDS, can we consider the hyperplanes might help much smaller islands, since it's going to be create the biggest network in a couple of years in Greece? So in regards to that, GDS, it's a very broad topic to discuss. And in all fairness, yes, it definitely could. But when it comes to the islands in itself, it depends, obviously, one, if the planes and charter planes are going there, if the agents are able to book those rates. So to use an example, Ryanair just recently introduced flights from Israel. So that is now a possibility for Santorini to be able to do this. But again, it changes. And what I would say, one of the things to do is monitor the space. So like Greek travel pages, have a look in there and see what is happening in your sphere. But for the islands, I definitely would say it is definitely worth considering to look into GDS. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is a broad market that it will give you, and it will give you a very large share. So I definitely would say yes, look into that. Perfect. We have another question. Any thoughts about the future of OTAs? TripAdvisor is now offering a club membership that bypasses OTAs completely. We're also having problems with third parties undercutting OTAs and skewing the price parity agreements. So that is a complex question in itself, but the answer to about the future of OTAs, they're here to stay. They're not going to go anywhere, I don't think. I mean, yes, we do have TripAdvisor and Google and potentially Amazon coming into play, who knows, and trying to kind of undercut OTAs. But if we look right now at COVID and what happened, Booking.com is still here standing and it's still appearing in the #1 position. They will always be here to stay. One of the things that I just want to kind of reiterate is look into your product mix. And what I mean by that is into your channel mix and see where your guests are coming from, how they're booking, okay? And kind of diversify. Being listed on 10 channels or being listed on 12 channels is not going to cost you anything extra. But what it is helping you do is it's helping you to get your properties brand out there. So to answer the question there is, they're here to stay, definitely. I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. It will cause a bit of shift and some OTAs could become more popular, as we saw in the top 20 channels and there, how they changed up. But I would say the main channels like Booking.com, Expedia, and others are here to stay, definitely.
The good thing is that, as we saw before, that the direct bookings are getting positioned quite good this year. So instead of the last place, now they have the 4th place, which is actually good news for everyone. But yes, I agree with you. Channels are here to stay, but the main question is what share you can take from them.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And I think, like, you know, that's the main thing. Like, you know, we need to diversify ourselves and take control back. Like, you know, advertise, let them do their job, but we're going to do our own selling through even our own website. I can see here is the last question popped in here. So what do you think about the forecast reservations for next summer season? That's a true question. I want to say it's definitely going to be an improvement of what we're seeing. I mean, 2021 is already an improvement in itself. Things are slowly starting to creep up. It's very hard to answer what exactly it's going to be because right now it is still a bit uncertain. My gut feel, and this is just my gut feel, is that it's definitely going to be probably going back to the same numbers as we saw in 2019. Maybe not exactly back to that number that we saw and we want back, but it definitely should be back on the improvement as the borders will be opening up. We will be hopefully all vaccinated by then. So essentially, I don't see the reason why we shouldn't be going back to the way we saw the numbers in 2019.
Yes, it's actually really hard to answer this because of this uncertainty right now. I just wanted to say here that from our side, we have noticed that the reservations are for longer durations than they used to be, which is a really good sign. So better quality reservations, let's say. And we hope this continues, but this is what we are noticing so far.
Yeah, definitely. Like a lot of people are now going for longer stays, which is great.
Yes. There is another question from one attendee. Do you need to use the booking engine of SiteMinder?
No, you don't. I mean, our channel manager offers other booking engine connections also. So for example, if you just want to use our channel manager and you're working with a different booking engine, that is perfectly okay. We do work with other partners.
You can use the products of SiteMinder separately.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you just kind of build your own product bundle that you want.
Exactly. So, for example, if you have the need for a lot of channels, then you go for the SiteMinder. If you have the SiteMinder Channel Manager, if you have the need for a booking engine, you can only choose that. If you want to use the App Store and connect your PMS with specific apps, then you can only use that. So you don't. We work together all together with everything to build. You can build what you works best.
Exactly. I couldn't put it better myself. Essentially what we do is you build your own product bundle. We're here to help you and we provide you with building blocks, but you choose your own solutions yourself. Brilliant. I think that is all the questions that we have. And I think we're also running out of time, if I'm not mistaken. So I will be saying my thank yous. Thank you for attending, guys. And thank you so much for listening to me today. And Eva, thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Thank you everyone for your patience and for taking the time to listen to both of us and for joining.
Brilliant. Again, thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful day now.
Bye. Have a good day. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.